Morning, guys. Let's flip over to TradingView. Okay. Damn it. And there we go. Missed a trade. Sorry, guys. Beautiful setup there. Missed it trying to set up YouTube. Did you take it? Anyone take this? You'd be just coming into T1 right now. Ah, Junior, nice. But yeah, you should be 50 pips banked now, guys. You're too busy all looking at bloody um, Zoom issues when there was an absolute belter of a gold trade here. Look at this this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Candle closes above, nice big wick down, break the high. That's the one trade for the morning. That's the one trade for the morning. Anna, did you take it? Anyone? Which structure? It's clear candle space. Let me have a look, see what it looks like on the brokerage. Yeah, same. That was perfect trade, guys. Well, no problem. You can't lose anything. I know I'd rather you not take it if you're not sure, or if you think there's going to be an issue, better to not take it. But yeah, I mean, even if you look at the 15-minute, if your entry would be above the high based on the 30, then you've got clear space all the way up to 51.74. The 30-minute, yeah, so your entry point is here. So above here, let's just clear candle space. Yeah, same, just clear candle space. You see that? Ah, okay, so let's see if, well, completely missed that today, so very annoying. Uh, okay, so there's not a lot we can do with that, guys. So that's now gone. The only thing we can look at is if we get maybe a rejection at 51.74. You got 80 pips here, but by the time the candle closes above, so I don't like this one. I would look for a potential short here if we get a rejection. And 82 to 94. Okay, so there's room to get. Okay, so you could look for a possible buy above 5182.3. And possible sell on a rejection 5174. Yeah. And I'm feeling it. I've got a coffee, I've had a lot of vitamin C, and this is my second coffee, and it just doesn't seem to be doing the trick just yet. So if you've got any coffee that's like supercharged fuel, let me know. Okay, let's have a look at the DAC. This can go because we don't need that for we've got 42, 36, not enough room. So I look to that. Okay, so I think for cells, there we go. Okay, so gold. Now, possible sell 5129.8. Uh, Sorry, Vic. I was like, what is he talking about? I thought you'd put something in the wrong channel there, but now I get you. I thought you were trying to send something to someone else, but I realized you're talking about coffee too. Love it. One second, I'm just going to put a little radio on in here. See if that can help bring me a little bit of life. And there we go. Forex Factory, see what news we've got today. Be unemployment claims. Have we got anything else? All right, just loading up. Bear with me a second. Okay, we have. It looks like, yeah, Just employment claims, 12:30. Now remember, because of daylight saving time in the US, it's always the second Sunday of March. So for 2 weeks, we have the US that their news comes out an hour earlier than normal. So when we change our clocks at the end of the month, major news, USD, everything will go back to the usual 1:15, 1:30, 3 o'clock, or if we're looking at the NYSE Open, that'll go back to 2:30 as opposed to 1:30. Okay, so just a quick reminder of what we're looking for. So this possible rejection, I think the rejection actually we could look for anywhere in this zone. I'm just going to put the rejection zone as a uh, as a rectangle. So anywhere in that. So we're already in the zone now. And this zone is based off the 30 and the 15 minutes. So the 30-minute resistance is here. The 15-minute is here. So I'm just taking both time frames into account. I'm just waiting for a seller candle to form. So if we get a seller candle on the 15 or the 30, it doesn't matter. The next candle to wake up, then we have plenty of clear candle space to sell down into. So that's what I'm looking for sells here. If we get a close above the range, then I'd have to wait for the next candle. If the next candle closes back in the range, then we have a setup. So we just sit tight and wait for the market to give us exactly what we want. If it doesn't materialize, then we don't get a trade. So is everyone okay with what I'm looking for here? 120. Let's go. Now, the zone down here. Now, remember, this one, if we're going to get a sell, the first sell is going to come here before it gets below here. And depending how the market gets down here, we might get a potential buy. A bit like we've got the sell rejection here. If price comes down here, taps this area, and then we get buyers in, and the candles coming down here have just been nice big seller candles, then we'll get a buy setup from this price point down here around 51.42. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so all right, that's the chart set up. I'm going to drop this in the Telegram channel, and because I've got this on YouTube right now, I'll put it in the free Telegram channel as well. So first one is the members watch list. Good morning, team. 12th March. Today was my granddad's birthday. If he was still here, he would have been 114, I reckon. I think 1912 was his, or was he 1903? No, it's 1912. Yeah, it'd have been 114 today. Bless him. 12th of March. London Open. Gold chart. Next potential trade could be setting up if we get a seller candle in the red zone. Okay, chart shared, guys, in the watchlist channel. And if you're new to this channel and new to Mark Owen Concepts, I've just posted the setup and the chart in the Telegram free channel. So if you don't have the free channel or you're not part of it, I'll just post the link now. There you go. Okay, so we've done gold. We need to wait at least 6 minutes. See if we get a seller candle. Not so keen on this 15-minute candle that's forming at the minute. Very, very neither here nor there. Small candle, small top wick, small bottom wick, open closing prices pretty much at the open. We do have 5 minutes left, so no need to make any rash decisions just yet. Let's have a look at the DAX while we're waiting for this 15-minute candle to close. Okay. Okay, so nice big gap down on the open, and then what did it do? Continue to move lower. Now we're pulling back up to where it gapped down to. Okay, so interesting. So are we going to see the market close the gap, or are we going to see it sell off from where we currently are? All right, so I'm gonna, my preference here. Okay, I don't like the 15-minute chart, but the 30 doesn't look too bad. I'd be looking for this to continue its move lower. Let me go and check out. One second, guys. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what happened. Oil price surges again as 3 ships report attacks in the Gulf. Um, we're back over $100 again. Let's have a look. No. Okay, so yesterday there was a big release. I think the biggest release of stored oil from global community as a whole. I don't know what the percentage was on the number of barrels, but I know it was the biggest ever release from stored facilities. Iranian attacks on ships have continued. Uh, uh, International Energy Agency, 32 member countries agreeing to release 400 million barrels of oil, the biggest ever in an attempt to curb the rising prices. Uh, uh, okay, nothing really new other than the increased attacks on the ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Now, that is going to play a massive part on global indexes. I thought that didn't look right. Let's on the base. Okay, perfect. We could get a setup on this. So this candle's going to close. Let's switch to MetaTrader. Okay, so no trade is going in yet. I'm literally just getting this ready. So if the next candle pushes up, then I will be placing a sell stop. But we've got 15 seconds for this candle to close, and then 1 second. Okay, let's move that down a bit. I need a wick up, or I'm not taking it. Let's move it down just a fraction more. There we go. All right, see if we can get that wick up. Looks nice on the 5 actually. Got tennis ball, clear tennis ball effect. Still want to see a wick up here off this candle. Look at this. Big momentum bodies, small bodies, confirmed seller candle breaking the low. So we just need the wick up here and we can take this trade. How many of you will be looking to place this trade if you get a wick up? Or how many of you will place it without a wick up? Waiting for the wick up. Ready once it's wicked up. Not me, done that too many times with rubbish results. The discipline. Good, Anna. You're not waiting. Okay, there's the wick up for me. Oh, you are? Okay. Alright, partial TP. Let's get this in. So, the low is 64.45. Okay, so is there anyone that is new to this channel that's watching right now? So this is So let me just share that. All right, I'm just going to put this in the watch list channel. In fact, I'll put it in the trade setups. All right, sell stop on gold M15 T1 50 pips. All right. Now, don't worry because our sell stop is underneath the 15-minute low. If price continues to go up, it doesn't matter. Oh, so we are going to sit, wait patiently, and let's hope the market comes to us. Vic, I've seen your your coffee bags now. Is that your co-pilot? Help gets you from A to B quicker. I need a new one of those. All right. While we're waiting for this, what I'm going to do, we're just going to change it over to Trading View. I'm not going to do anything. Um, we've got the order placed. Just while we're waiting, guys, let me know how many of you've got the order placed. If you've got the order placed, just type yes in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Gandalf, how are you, buddy? Not seen you in a while. Um, DAX. Okay, so the DAX we need to wait for. In fact, nothing's gonna. If anything's gonna set up, the quickest thing will be gold because the DAX we need to see a 30-minute seller candle really before I can do anything here. Um, so we at least need to wait 22 minutes, which could mean this candle rotates, goes from a bullish candle to a bearish candle, and then we'll get a setup if the next candle sells, gives us a top wick. The 30 is much cleaner than the 15, so I'm going to stick with that for now. Okay, NAS, you can watch for again, same setup, possible sell below 24,820. Um, um, lots of travel. Sounds good. Is the travel still ongoing, or is it nearly coming to an end? I remember you saying now that you've got a busy work schedule with travel. So, so we're still waiting. Orders in. Mm, here we go. Come on. Let's see if we can rotate lower. We've got, if you can't see it, guys, the extended target is down here in this gray zone. So I think we can add an additional TP. Now I'm just putting the usual 100 pips in. To be fair, it's probably not a bad place to have it, which is the area we were looking for the breakout. And then, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of having TP all the way down there, I'm going to put it just above this wick. I forgot another. Literally very evenly placed these 50, 50, 53. So, so yeah, I've adjusted my extended target as I feel that this wick here could be the max. Even if it was to come down the extra 42 pips, I'm not bothered. I'm end of Q1 travel, more focus on trading now. Awesome. So I know we've got. Does that mean you want to be back on from tomorrow, Gandalf? I think you've got a couple left, don't you? Okay. Um, also, Gandalf, I did. Do you want to yeah, perfect. Yeah, just ping me. Let me know if you want to continue as well, because I just had my last space taken up again. If not in 2 weeks, I'll free up another space for someone. So let me know in your message. It'd be great. Thanks, Gandalf. Uh, uh, right. Okay. So look, we have 3 minutes left of this 15-minute. I was going to say calendar candle. Words were completely stuck in my head there. Now the 5 minute, as we can see, started to roll over nicely. We had that first confirmation candle. Now this is the beauty about waiting for a wick up. The first candle went down. That would have triggered most people in that would have just sold this candle. Now look, if it comes down, then yeah, you've got a better entry for price, better price for entry. God, I'm properly tongue twisted today, aren't I? So we've got better entry for price. However, because you didn't wait for a wick up, you've now, since that entry, you've been sat in an offside position. Luckily, it's not been massive. I think worst it's been, what's that, 35 pips. So it's not been a horrendous um, experience so far. I mean, look, it could just keep going, and then in theory you could get stopped out. But by waiting for the wick up, it's kept us out of this noise traffic initially. 1 minute left. Now, question for you. If this candle closes bullish, can we still leave the order in? Yes or no? There's 30 seconds left. What do you think, guys? Exactly, Vic. It was you could have left it in. Now we can't because it's created an outside candle. So when it was down here, I was like, yeah, no problem. And the reason being is because it would have been a bullish downrange candle. So now what we have to wait for is we have to wait for the same thing again. So listen, what we do have is resistance was here formed. Price is now broken above it. And looking at this time frame, we could potentially see that run on, but it's only 35 pips. Um, I'm not going to take it for 35 pips. Um, it is a good setup, but I want a minimum 50 as my T1, okay? And it's just a little rule I have for myself now. So, what do I want to see if I'm going to look for a short? Well, I'm probably going to have to come down to the 5 minute now because the 15 I'm going to be waiting a little bit long. I want to see a 5 minute candle close below here. Okay. Um, other thing we can look at is price coming into this zone and getting a seller candle um, on the higher time frame. So we'll see what happens now, but we have to wait for a 5 minute candle close below here. Because what will that show us? What will that show us if we get a close below here? Exactly, Anna. Exactly. So we get a change in structure. Once we get that lower low confirmation, we can wait for a wick up, we can sell, and we've got a nice setup. So, so unfortunately, we didn't get we didn't get this candle what we wanted, but we could get it the following 5 minute. As long as we get a nice candle close below this price point at 51.66, is that? So we've got 2.5, no, 2 minutes to wait basically. 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Now look, those that sold underneath here got triggered in and more than likely got stopped out. Unless they kept moving their stop loss. Oh, let me just can't tell. Order cancelled. waiting for M5 close below support now. Okay, so 1 minute. Not exactly being the most exciting of sessions. 17 seconds. So it doesn't look like we're going to get a close below in this candle. So we're going to have to wait for another 5-minute candle. Yep, no close below. So we wait for one more. 'DAX is pushing higher. 'DAX is looks like it's going to close above where the gap. Uh, yeah, it's closing above where it gapped down to. So we've got the price point to pay interest to on the DAX is, in fact, let's switch over while we're waiting for, in fact, gold looks like it's going to try and push through now. So we've got 3 minutes. Let's just flick to the DAX while we wait to see what happens. Because where are you? TV, this one. Okay, so if we look, this is where the DAX opened last night. We've pushed up to 23,476. Then we've sold off. Now we're coming back to that price point. So our decision is going to be made around whatever happens here. If we get a close above and a wick down, we can look to trade and close the gap. If we get a seller candle and then a wick up, we can sell below the seller candle and look to trade it back down. Okay, so that's going to be the two potential opportunities with the DAX. Does that make sense, guys? Perfect. Oh, what's this? Just in. Just in. Trump says the Strait of Hormuz is in great shape. Oh, I'm not sure I'd call it great shape, but okay. Gold is rejecting. All right, so the 30. Okay, so we might be best now waiting for the 30-minute. So we've got 8 minutes for the 30-minute candle to close. Gives me time to go and get another coffee. Who feels like they need another coffee? If if we've got time for another coffee, just send me a thumbs up. I am going to have another one too. Okay, in that case, guys, just give me 2 minutes. Okay, scream really loud if price breaks the low. No, so I have to wait for the next 5 minutes anyway. So I'm not going to do anything regardless. All right, give me a couple of minutes. All right, won't be a second. And we're back. Just before, I'm just checking. Don't run my dog over. Sound underneath my desk. All right. So gold is trying. We've got 4 minutes. All right. So this is what we're going to look for. Yeah, there we go. So that's going to be the trade. We've got 3 minutes to wait. Oh, wrong screen. Sorry, guys. I've just been. There we go. So that's going to be the trade. If we get a rejection candle here, this could. Doesn't want to play ball, does it? 3 minutes could still change. So we need it to drop about 20 points, I think. So not too bad. So yeah, 1 minute. No, 2 minutes. We need 2 minutes before this candle closes. Need it to drop a couple of dollars. So that shouldn't be an issue. 90 seconds. Hmm, doesn't like it's going to be setting up. So if it doesn't, we then just go back to the 5 minute candles and we wait. 30 seconds. Yeah, this one ain't setting up on this candle, that's for sure. This 30 minute. 6 seconds. And no trade setup, guys. Let's have a look what's going on with the DAX. No trade setup there. Okay, so we're waiting for the structure to break on the lower time frame then. We need a candle closure below here on the 5. So there's two ways we're going to get this set up if it materializes. One is a 5 minute candle closure below this gray zone. And the other way would be a higher time frame, so like 15. The 15 minute I don't like actually anymore. So it would be a 30 minute bearish candle. So anything like this, or 30 minute uprange bearish candle, 30 minute downrange bearish candle, which would also entail that the 5 minutes probably close below this price point. So we can get rid of this. That's not happening anytime soon. When you look at the daily, what would you, is there anything that you see on the daily? Anything you see on the daily? Okay, the DAX is starting to sell off on the 15. So you've got to wait 20. I don't like the 15, but if we get a 30 minute, chart master, big double top, big double top, lower high. Anabolas has closed yesterday's lower. Might be grabbing liquidity to go down again. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So, uh, Chartmaster was highlighting that we've got the rejection here, then this rejection here. This big candle, if we look at what happened since this candle here, was it the 3rd of March? Yeah, 3rd of March. All of these candles here remain within the high and the low of this candle. Okay? So all of these are inside candles, every single one. They're not in relation to the previous candle, but in relation to the 3rd of March, we are still waiting for a confirmed direction. Okay? So based on what we saw on the 3rd of March, the next step I would be thinking is we're going to break the low of the 3rd of March at some point. We came close. There's a range to trade it back up. There's a range to trade it back down. But we have seen price test this high over here when it tested this high, and this, remember, was the trade that we took on live stream the other day. Went straight up, and we got our 250 point target. So when we equal a previous lower high, or let's say this to be a lower high now, as it's on the other side of a previous high, I would be looking, especially when we see this kind of seller candle, even though it's inside, we break the low of this candle, expect this wick to be filled, and then at some point, because this is the 3rd of March candle, huge sell-off, I am expecting the low to be broken and us to go down and fill that. I don't know what it is, 48.75, something like that. Let's see if I can see if I put my glasses on. Yeah, 48.74. So that's what I'm looking for. Um, so yeah, well done, guys. Good analysis. Mm, so 15. What have we got below that? 23, 4, 11, 19, 30 points. Yeah, there's not enough. There's not enough on. If we go to the DAX, I just want to show you what I was just having a quick look at. So if we take a sell underneath this bearish candle, we've only got to here till we come into structure. So it's only 27 points. But the 30 is definitely a lot cleaner. Uh, yeah, my dad's just messaged me now. Just to say my granddad would have been 114 today. Yeah. Scary, isn't it? Where time goes. I sure as didn't think my time would go this fast as well. He looked back. Even like my little one arriving next month. Doesn't seem like 2 seconds since I got told. Next thing you know, she's here. It's like, ah, I'm not ready. I've got less hair to lose. I need more hair quickly. 7 minutes. So it could be interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely waiting for a break of this now. But the 15 could be interesting because I can't see it happening in this next 2 minutes, but the following 5 minute candle will give us a 15-minute candle closure. So maybe we wait for the 15, and if that can close below, then what we're going to have is we're going to have a 15-minute outside candle. Yeah, we need that, Anna. If that closes below, this will be our trade. We've been stalking this trade for too long now. We need the market to play ball. And if it doesn't, well, then I guess we don't get a trade today. Okay, so come on, let's chart maps. Are your targets on gold 50, 100, 150? Predominantly, yeah. I mean, what I've just been looking at is we're pretty we're pretty solid with our success rate now. So I'm just looking at ways we can maximize maybe the 50 on the first take profit. So let's say there's no structure for 80 or 90 pips, then I'll push it not to the 80 or 90, I might push it to 70, so we get an extra 20. Um, so it's just trying to gauge where dropping off one of my daughters for school, so I might miss it. If you do, Anna, don't worry, there'll always be another one. There'll always be another one. Uh, Okay. Okay, so yeah, this one ain't isn't gonna happen either, Anna. We're not we're not getting the setups today. But look, this is this is where discipline and good habits are formed. One thing that I can tell you is most traders they don't learn good discipline, they don't learn good habits. They work on fear and greed. And fear and greed is what is going to decimate your trading account. So now what we're going to look for will still be the same because look, we don't need to change anything. The market could reject this area. We've taken out this high. If we get a seller candle, and guess what? The sells are back on. But if we break up and we come back above 5182.3, the next zone, well, guess what? That's where we've got a potential buy. Okay, so we just sit tight. This was the trade today, but missed it faffing around with Zoom and just setting up YouTube. So I know a few of you took this one. For those of you that were paying attention while I was trying to get this set up, extremely, extremely well done. That's called cracking on with it. Um, while the host sorts himself out. Okay. Well, guys, there isn't anything right now. So I'm gonna say, for those of you that are members, share any trade ideas and setups in the group. For those of you that aren't, then I will see you on. There's going to be another live stream today on YouTube at lunchtime because um, I've got an issue with Zoom unless I can get it sorted today. Uh, yeah. Okay. There's nothing for me, guys. Nothing for me. So let's call it a day. Yep. Okay. Um, guys, I'll see you. Ooh, let me just check because it is earlier times today, isn't it? Because of daylight saving. Thursday, coaching. Um, yeah. Okay. I reckon I can get that on at 12 o'clock. So, okay, guys, listen, have a wonderful morning. Stay disciplined. Don't jump into anything. And I will catch you at 12 o'clock today. All right. Bye, guys. Bye bye.